Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Deep Free, and welcome back to yet another Dragon Ball Super review, in which today I will be reviewing the latest and the greatest episode of Dragon Ball Super. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Super episode number 36. I'm pretty sure it's 36. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the episode in which Vegeta fights Frost, and he also fights Magetta. So without further ado, I want to let you guys know before we get started here that I apologize for the inconsistency with my uploads. I've had a few issues health-wise, in my personal area, not the front personal area, the back personal area. I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but, it kind of is hard for me to really get down to recording and stuff like that. I can't really work right now. I'm just kind of laying around all the time. So I want to kind of just, apologize for that, because it'll kind of be like this for the next couple of weeks here, but I appreciate you guys' continued support. So now that that's kind of out the way, let's go ahead and talk about the episode here. So as I kind of always say, whenever not a lot of stuff happens, honestly, not a lot of stuff happened in this episode. I mean, we had the initial portion of the episode where Vegeta was, like he said the last episode, taking the hands to Frost there. Now, honestly, I said so in one of my last discussion videos I dropped. I know they're a little bit few and far between at this point, but it was with Real to Real. Go check him out, Mark. But basically what I said in that video was that I really hate Frost's character. And I listed X, Y, and Z number of reasons why. Now, I really hate Frost's character more now, because the guy is so useless, in my opinion. He can't even do fan service right now. The reality is the whole Frost versus Vegeta thing was nothing but fan service. That's all that was. And I mean, I'm kind of jaded on it. I'm kind of, I'm turned, because some people will say, oh, I love Vegeta one-shotting him. And I kind of would have been like, yo, Vegeta needs to kick his ass a little more like he did with Frieza. He came in 1-2 combo on him. I really don't like the one-shot, oh, you're gone by. Now, it was kind of cool because, he knocked him up, he broke the barrier, he falls down to the ground and all that, and he's done for. He treated him like a straight bitch, but, there's a couple things to that. Frost was already tired out. It's like, Frost was just... He was not a good character, in my opinion. I loved him when he was a good guy. As soon as they turned him into a bad guy, it was just all downhill for me. But I don't know. It was nothing but fan service, and I really feel like they missed the ball. They missed an opportunity. Frost could not even do fan service right, in my opinion. But as I said, all that happened, and what happens from there is Frost is a sore loser, and he basically goes outside the barrier to where Champa had basically placed all of the prizes for his contestants. If they win, he asked them what they wanted. They chose all these things there. Basically, there's nothing there but like a cube, like the one Whis used to teleport all our guys to that planet, and nothing but money, basically. So I guess even Kappa wanted money, The pure-hearted guys, you can't do anything about the money. But, he walks over there, he's like, yeah, I'm going to get away with all this stuff. And that is when Hito walks up and he's like, yeah, no, you're not walking away with this stuff. And, he breaks out a freaking Genjutsu on his ass. It probably was some sort of mental type ability, but what he does is he basically incapacitates Frost. He puts him to sleep, carries him back, and, he places him there. He's just chilling, sitting there knocked out on the bench like nothing ever happened. Like he's just sleeping, so whatever. But now we get into the meat of the episode, and we get into talking about a guy that I really love, and I've always loved, and I've always wanted to see. I'm talking about my new favorite character. Sorry, Gohan, step aside. No, I'm just playing. Gohan, you'll always be there, but I can't lie, Magetta's really close, to Gohan now, just because I really love Magetta. Because the guy, for one, the first thing we see of this guy, he's sitting on the edge of that little plateau. He's drinking a freaking cup of molten lava. And he's just like, what? This guy is so awesome. He drinks it, he chugs it, he pops in the ring. And, he's basically a metal man. And they somewhat confirmed that there should be metal men in Universe 7. But, Kibito and the Old Kai and all those guys don't really know about that race. But he's not a robot. He's a metal man, literally. So that's interesting as well. But the guy pops in the ring. He's one of those guys that's really big and kind of slow. Obviously, you could tell by his design. So he pops in, he starts swinging at Vegeta. Vegeta's like, no, you're too slow. You got a lot of power. You're too slow. He's dodging all those. But what he does from here, this is awesome. He starts beating his head, kind of like similar to how Kid Buu would beat his chest, if you will. He starts beating his head, and in essence, what happens is the guy powers up, and he starts getting real fast. And now he's kind of got Vegeta on the ropes here, because what happens from there is Vegeta starts doing a barrage of blasts like only Vegeta can do, always does, and he's just spitting lava at this point. He's canceling out Vegeta's blast by spitting lava. This guy is incredibly awesome. Everything about this guy, I love him. Now, now there's something I kind of forgot to touch on. Right before this battle, Champa basically instated a new rule where they've got this barrier around the ring, and if they touch the barrier, they lose. Now he was kind of saying that, that was the reason they put that up was to kind of avoid the overall barrier, to kind of stop that from getting broken, because it broke with Piccolo's special beam cannon, it broke with Frost's body. But the real reason he did that was to kind of limit Vegeta's options, because Magetta is one of those guys where he needs to be up close on you. Vegeta would have a massive advantage if he was able to fight in the air. So basically, that's the whole reason they did that. Now, Vegeta's basically inside of here with nowhere to go, and it's not really looking good for him, but he'll probably most likely win because he kind of has to fight Cabba. But what happens is, this guy is in here with this lava inside of him, and he's creating a heat box. It's getting hot in there. Vegeta's going to start tiring himself out, gradually, because, obviously the lack of oxygen in there and nothing but heat in there. Obviously, you'd get hot if you were running in the sun all day. But basically what's going to happen next episode is we see the return of the Final Flash. Vegeta's basically pulling a Piccolo. He's going to bet it all on the freaking Final Flash. And I'm calling it now. That move basically takes so much power that I really think he's going to come in and fight Cabba, and he's going to put up a good fight, but he's not going to be able to beat Cabba. I just don't expect him to do it. Now, that's just me. I'm just calling it. And Goku's going to come back because Beerus is going to force him to, because he's got that whole Monaka situation, which I completely forgot about. I'm not going to talk about it much here, but Beerus basically said, hey, I think it's time you told them about Monaka's true identity, which is kind of incriminating a little bit. And, he even said that Monaka freaking he fainted at the sight of Goku's Kamehameha. So we don't know if Monaka's really a good guy, not a good guy, I'm sorry, a strong person or like a weaker person. We don't really know too much about him at this point. So that'll be interesting to kind of bookmark and come back to in a couple of weeks here whenever he gets to fight. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. Like I said, not feeling too well. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice or not, but that is it for me, guys. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.